Hello everybody and welcome to the barbecue shop here at Hayes Garden World. Today we're joined by top barbecue chef Mr. Richard Holden.
Hello.
Hello. And in this video we're going to be doing a Nutella Calzone in the Alfa wood-fired oven. Richard, talk us through how we're going to do this.
Well, what we've got first is our dough. This is a homemade dough. You can get doughs, really good doughs from supermarkets these days and other outlets. But this is a bread flour and 0-0 pasta flour with some salt, sugar, yeast, and some water. When I say salt and sugar, it's like a pinch.
Yeah.
So it's not too much. Flour on the work surface. Day like today, it's amazing for this. It's fantastic for this, and the film crew love it because the wind's blowing right towards them. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our dough, tear something off about the size of an orange, and if it's a little bit sticky like this one is, the wetter the better sometimes, really. Just make sure that you've got plenty of flour on your hands. So nice smooth dough ball. This has come off nice and smooth actually, but just tuck those sides underneath. You're not trying to push excess flour in there because otherwise that will just bake into the dough. And then just pull those edges together underneath and push them in on themselves. Just make almost like you're making a little knapsack. Push that together and then that goes on our work surface. And then it's the rolling pin. So make sure that you've got flour in your rolling pin. You can turn the dough over and move it through the flour. Let's just pop that to one side just in case I knock it. I roll front to back and I turn the dough. This makes sure that the dough moves. It can be really frustrating when you've rolled out a really nice dough by kind of moving the rolling pin around, and then you go to move it and it's stuck to the work surface. So keep that moving around. You have to give it some welly, as we'd say in the north. You have to give it some welly to make it stretch. You've got that gluten that's trying to pull it back together again. But once you get something about the size of your two hands, there goes that wind.
It's not a good day to be wearing black with flour.
No, you want a whip-loft apron, that's what you want. So, nice little stretch, fingers pointing down so that the fingers don't go through the dough, and just flour on the back of the hands just so that it stretches nice and easily. And that is pretty much ready to go in the oven. This isn't going to get a topping on now. We're going to bake it to begin with on both sides and then bring it out, and then we're going to put the toppings on. So slightly different to a regular pizza where you put the toppings on and put it in. But that's what we'll do next. So you've got the larger of the two paddles.
Yep.
Just use some of the flour that's on the work surface just to make sure that the pizza paddle is nice and dry, and then just kind of pull that on there like so. This is going to come over to the oven and just pop that in there. Really simple principle. The nearer you have it to the fire, the quicker it's going to cook on that side. So if you start to cook it there where I've got it and it's just cooking a little bit fast, I can always move it away and it will slow down the cooking process. This has been thoroughly preheated for a good hour and a half. It's easier to get it up to temperature and then bring it down and monitor that temperature than it is to just try and hit the temperature and try and hold it at that level. The heat's all the way to the right hand side, so it's circulating around inside the wood oven before it goes out the chimney at the top.
Yep.
And we can already see in the back that we're starting to get some of the air pockets just rising up as that dough cooks. But we'll leave that.
So are you just looking for the dough to harden up a little bit, or are you looking for it to start baking off?
We're going to bake it all the way through because we don't want a soggy centre.
Right.
We are going to bake it all the way through. It's going to be crispy on both sides, and partway through the bake, we'll turn it over and get that stone bake finish on both sides. When we bring it out onto the chopping board, we want it nice and crispy, so that when we spread the toppings on it and we cut it into little soldiers, it's nice and crispy on the outside.
Okay, so we're going to give that 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, it's rising really quickly at the moment. It's at a good 275, 280, so this isn't going to take too long, but we'll just keep an eye on it.
All right.
So we flipped it over,
Yep.
and got a nice crispy base and edges and everything, so we don't want it to be too covered up. Pop this straight onto the wood board, get rid of the little guy there. Now the first time I had this was in an Italian restaurant in Calgary, and I recognised the other dessert offerings on the menu, but I didn't recognise this one, so I ordered it, and it came out, and let's just say that was probably about 12 years ago, so it made an impression. So nice bit of Nutella, other chocolate hazelnut spreads are available, and just a nice thin coating on here. It's going to get folded over, there's going to be enough in here. Now the calzone that I had was just Nutella.
going to put a bit of banana in this one.
We're gonna go for a little element of health with
With all that chocolate spread.
Yeah, well, you know, what's good for the goose and all that. Right, so that goes back on there. And then, yeah, so a little bit of Nutella, and you can change around the toppings. I was thinking about this when we were planning today, and I was thinking you could kind of do an Elvis one. You know, like peanut butter, bit of jam,
Yeah.
some banana as well. So you could do kind of an Elvis calzone. But just get some banana in there. You know, there we go. That's probably about enough. Spread that out. Keep this on one half because obviously I'm going to fold it over. And then if we just put a crease in there. Do we even need to cut that?
No, I'll just eat it.
Cut that in half and eat it as it is,
Yeah.
couldn't we? But the idea here, just cut this into little fingers. Nice sharing food, really. You know, nice and sociable.
Okay, so while you're cutting that,
We'll describe everything else.
okay.
Okay.
So if you'd like to see the recipe for this, visit our website, hayesgardenworld.co.uk. If you would like to see more videos like this one, visit our YouTube channel, Hayes Garden World, and we'll see you next time.